good people? It is Amanda Seales here. Now, you may know me as a comedian, as an actor, maybe as a talk show host, a radio host. You might follow me on Instagram and you get frustrated because I'll say something that gets under your skin, but you know it's the truth. Gotcha. Well, regardless of all those labels, I am throwing them out the door because I am an artistic intellectual. That's right. My work is about edutainment. How can I educate and entertain at the same damn time? And so I've combined all those talents into my latest piece, What Would the Ancestors Say? A 2-hour one-woman show that combines comedy, history, and commentary to ask us what would our ancestors say about where we are, and to challenge us to ask ourselves what type of ancestor would we be to the future? So you guys get a 30-minute sneak peek of this show. Don't say I ain't never gave you nothing. Hopefully, if you like it, you will head on over to my website, amandaseales.com, and purchase the rest of this independently funded project. That's right. I knew I had to do it for the people, so I did it and got it to the people. Enjoy.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We feeling good? Yes. All right, guys, enjoy the show, and thank you very much.
Art is dangerous.
That's right.
I want to remind you of the history of artists who have been murdered, slaughtered, imprisoned, chopped up, refused entrance. The history of art, whether it's in music or written or what have you, has always been bloody because dictators and people in office and people who want to control and deceive know exactly the people who will disturb their plans.
That's right.
And those people are artists. They're the ones that tell the truth. And it's something that the society has got to protect, 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 protect.
Sister Seales, this is your ancestor, Harriet Tubman. I've been up here with the rest of us trying to relax in the afterlife. Play a little spades, do a little fishing. But it's getting pretty difficult watching what's going on down there. Seems like there's a lot of kiki-ing y'all into. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it begs the question, do I got to come back down now? Now, during my time, I was known to help people along when they found themselves afraid and about to turn back. I had a little friend of mine that would set them straight. My pistol. Hit them with a little pop, pop. And their courage would return. Now, I feel like if I were to come down there's a couple folks I need to hit with a little pop, pop to remind them of their courage. First and foremost, we need to talk to the braiders. To have the courage to keep their prices the same. To have the courage to not charge you to wash your hair upon arrival. To have the courage to not charge you for being late, but have no discounts when they are 2 hours late. Pop, pop! Next, I'd like to address, I think you refer to them as the podcast bros. You see, they went on Amazon.com and bought a microphone. And now they're an expert at, well, anything. I want to implore them to know that that cord is a root connecting their voices to the world. And when you have the power of connection, you must be courageous in knowing what you're saying. What are you connecting? Is it toxic? So were I to return, I would address the podcast bros with a pop, pop! And then a demand to remove the sunglasses inside. Lastly, and this one confounds me so, in my time, cooning was an act of necessitation. People made a choice that this was how they were going to survive. However, in this era, it seems that cooning has become a career. A path that some are taking for visibility, not even for money, for clicks, for likes. I want to come down there and give them the courage to remember us and not forsake us, their ancestors, for clout. Pop, pop! Sister Seals, I call on you. I call on you because you are a bullhorn, a voice to speak. And I hope that you will share our words with your people and let them know that they are our people and that we are calling. And it's time to pick up the phone. What up? Y'all, Clarence Thomas lives in my head rent-free. I'm serious, I know. No, like I think about him all the time because I'm just like, how? Why? Like, when do you wake up and say, I'm gonna be the greatest coon of all time? Like, how is that an aspiration, you know? And we have to understand some things about Clarence Thomas that also add to the confoundedness, okay? First of all, have you ever heard of Pinpoint, Georgia? No, because it's a pinpoint in Georgia, but that's where Clarence Thomas is from. And in my mind, in Pinpoint, he's Clarence Thomas. Okay? Clarence may be married to Jenny Thomas now, but he was married to a sister. I know! And he has a son named Jamal. Explain it. You add these things up, and this is somebody who at some point in time has absolutely driven and sang along to Luther Vandross. How did that person become somebody who is a willing vessel for white supremacy to continue to expand? How is that person the same person who said that Brown versus Board of Education was an extravagant use of judicial power? How is that person the same person who has actively made it his business to undermine affirmative action and throw it out the window? How did he become a villain? There's got to be an origin story. All visions, all villains have an origin story. I have a theory. Okay, so essentially, we can cite a lot of origin stories to childhood,
right? And then we can also acknowledge that there's a lot of men in particular who became villains because of rejection from a girl. Right? And it could have happened in 2nd grade, and they 52 still mad about this. It shaped their whole personality. You know somebody. You're thinking about them right now. You just tapped your friend like Jerome. Right? Right? Exactly. He's still mad. He's still mad. So when I look at Clarence, I think back to pinpoint. And I think that's where we can pinpoint the origins. Think of it this way. There had to be a cute little girl in Clarence's class. I call her like Susie Jenkins. That just sounds like a cute little girl, right? She's skipping down the dirt road. I'm Susie Jenkins. I'm Susie Jenkins. I'm Susie Jenkins. Susie Jenkins. I'm Susie Jenkins. Susie Jenkins is just having her whole life in Pinpoint, Georgia. She's got ribbons in her hair. She's wearing her saddle shoes. Like, she's just like Kelly Montoni. So, of course, Clarence got a crush on Susie Jenkins. But Clarence also know he corny. So he has to, like, soup himself up. You know, so every morning he be in that mirror like, I'm Clarence Thomas. I'm Clarence Thomas. I'm Clarence Thomas. Because he's working up the nerve, right? He's got to work up the nerve to tell Susie Jenkins, I want to take you out for ice cream. So after months of this, baby Clarence, he puts on his suspenders. It makes sense. And he heads on out, and he says, Miss Susie Jenkins, I'm Clarence Thomas, and I want to take you for ice cream. And he's so proud of himself. He's so excited. He's so elated that he worked up the courage, and he did it. He really asked Susie Jenkins, the Susie Jenkins, for ice cream. And Susie Jenkins, she says, no, nigga, you look like a fish. And now we don't have reproductive rights. Yeah. See how that? Yeah. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Poor Clarence. So when Clarence was in college, he actually dabbled with the idea of being a Black Panther. Yeah. He, this was a time in the 60s where there was a lot of folks trying to figure out where they fit in, right? It was a time of upheaval, also a time of great awakening, a lot of movements happening. Sound familiar? Yeah. And there was the Panthers, there's SNCC, there's the SCLC. There's all these groups that people can find themselves possibly being a part of. And Clarence said, maybe that's me. Maybe I'm trying to be in there. So he got his kit. He got his beret and such. And he went on out to an event that the Panthers were having at his school. Now, I want you to know the Panthers were 80% 19-year-olds. Like, they were young bros, you know what I'm saying? But they was building. And so, I'm not surprised, but the event turned up. And when it turned up, there was a melee. And it was in this moment that Clarence had a huge epiphany. Okay? He talks about this, and he says, it was at that moment that I realized I'm not a Black Panther. I'm a bitch-ass nigga. He didn't say it in those words, but yeah. Yeah. And so basically Clarence went back to his dorm and he tucked in his beret, tucked it in, and he pulled out his tap shoes. And boy, he'd been giving us a show ever since, right?
Clarence. But I have to imagine that there is still an inkling of his connectivity to the ancestors there, namely because he is a continuance, ideally, of Thurgood Marshall. Like, that is what was supposed to happen. He was supposed to come in and replace Thurgood Marshall. But, we all look alike, so they was like, he black, so it's the same thing, right? No. Even Thurgood Marshall was like, I'm not really rocking with bruh before he passed. But I can't imagine that this doesn't ring in Clarence in somewhere in his body. And in my mind, every day he has to contend with this. Every day he has to wake up and face this. In my mind, it goes like this. He opens his eyes. They are not on the prize. He says, still I rise. Maya Angelou side eyes. Don't be quoting my lines. He tries to move to the bathroom, but he has to take a moment to seek some stretching because his knees are weak. From all of that lying and shucking and jiving. He gathers himself and strolls to the bathroom to look in that mirror like he did as a youth. I am Clarence Thomas. I am Clarence Thomas. I am Clarence Thomas. But it won't do. Because at this point, brother, you is you. He raises his hand to get a comb and raises it to the side of his dome. But going through with ease, no, not indeed. Because, baby, no matter how much white folk you around, Clarence got a 4C. And as he tries to pull them prongs, it can't be forgotten that them little tufts of hair, ooh, they feel like cotton. And oh, he tries to get through the naps, but oh, that wrist, it feels like it's gonna snap. And the wrist starts to shake, and the room starts to quake, and poof, Frederick Douglass appears in the mirror. Frederick, is that you? That is me, Clarence. It is I, Frederick Douglass. Well, but I'm so used to Thurgood. Where's he today? Justice Marshall is busy playing pickleball with Lisa Left Eye Lopez. So I will be stepping in. Well, every day, Justice Marshall reminds me of how ashamed he is of me and the choices I've made. Well, Clarence, you can make that choice different today. Today can be the day that you choose a different path. This doesn't have to be how your legacy remains. I know, Frederick, I know, but God dang, they got me in a chokehold. You understand? You married a white woman. Whoa, chill. Chill. Frederick says, yes, but my white wife was an abolitionist. Her family disowned her and she still stayed with me. Your white wife is the Regina George of the Daughters of the Confederacy. And she is making fetch happen. Using you. Frederick, what can I do? Let it go, brother. Let them all go. Turn the tables. Make today the day that you say no more. I won't tap for you no more. I won't dance for you no more. You right. I won't be your slave no more. You right. I will not be your cool. You right. And he drops to one knee. And an afro sprouts from his head, just like that. It's amazing. And just then we hear, Clarence. And Frederick asks, is that Jenny? Yes. Run, nigga, run. But he can't. Because he been dancing for so dang long. He don't got no more meniscus. Meniscus. Come on, boy. We got a lot of work to do today. And Clarence bows his head in shame and shuffles on out the bathroom for another day of serving the system. And Frederick says, well, we'll try again tomorrow. When the Black Panthers were founded in 1966 in Oakland, California, by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton, they knew they wanted an organization that was going to do more than just police the police, okay? They wanted an organization that was going to fill the gaps that this system had created for Black folks to fall in. And so they created a number of programs that were incredibly useful. Free sickle cells testing, a geriatric clinic. They even had a free pest control service. Yes, because they was like, we're not gonna be living with roaches and rats unless they like that. Okay? However, so often what we see is just like pictures of the Panthers with guns. And we don't acknowledge, though, that what they represented in so many ways just by their dress was dignity, which is a common theme by the oppressed. Like, we not letting you have us looking crazy, all right? Think about it. Even indigenous people everywhere, that's just the vibe. You see folks in the Amazon, they be not talking to nobody else, but when you see them pop out, feathers. On the continent, some folks just be like, you know what our look is? Mud. And it's a whole vibe. Palestine is going through the worst in its 75-year genocide at present. We are witnessing a Holocaust. And yet, all of them brothers got to fade. Every time. They're like, if I see Allah today, I'm coming fresh. Mashallah. Because you can take from us everything, but you will not take our spirit. You will not take our soul. You will not take our dignity. And we show that in a myriad of different ways. The Panthers said we're going to show that also in our dress. I mean, think about the Montgomery bus boycott. When you see pictures, honey, they was giving it, all right? You know, Coretta had called the girls like, what y'all wearing to the march? What y'all wearing to the march? Because I'm nimble in the kitten heel, okay? If them cops come, I could run. I mean, they was in the hot Alabama sun, y'all, with a pin curl. You got to have more than ointment to keep your edges in that kind of heat. All right? That's anointment. Hallelujah. The Panthers are a style personified that people worldwide can recognize, right? When you see it, it says, don't try me.
There is an element of the Panthers uniform, however, that has always fascinated me. The beret. Right? Like they put the whole fit together and then there was like, and I've heard like different stories about how the beret made its way to the Panthers, but I felt like I just wanted to run by the ancestors, like my theory, just to see if I was anywhere close. So should we give them a call? Let's give them a call. Greetings, Grand Rising. You have reached Roar, the radical afterlife receptionist. How may I direct your call? Great to talk to you, sis. So I wanted to know if perhaps any of the Panthers of the Black Panther Freedom Party were available, because I wanted to run a theory I have by them. Unfortunately, they're all indisposed today at a heaven-wide baseball game involving all the Panthers versus the SNCC. Okay, so SNCC versus the Panthers. Wow, I want to. Is John Lewis playing catcher? I want to see it. I want to see it. Can I leave a message? Absolutely. Okay. All right. So in my mind, the beret made it to the Panther uniform like this. Welcome all to another meeting of the Black Panther Freedom Party. Tonight we will go through this agenda as it is stated here. I want to thank Brother Jamal for submitting recruitment to the agenda. Thank you very much. I want to thank Sister Thorne, who added to the agenda, we need to discuss why y'all be making the women eat second even after we cook the food. We are just as important as y'all and ain't putting up with this shit no more. Sister Thorne, we will address that head on. Also, we have a Brother Larent. I don't know, Brother Larent. Brother Larent would like to suggest that we discuss uniform accessorization. Uniform accessorization. All right, so we will tend to these matters. So the meeting goes on as the meeting does, and discussions are had, and they've made progress, etc. And before the meeting is done, the chairperson says, before we head out, I want to get to this last item on the agenda. Brother Larent, Brother Larent, can you please stand for me, Brother Larent? I don't know you. Bonsoir. To all of you, hello. I want to say first, I am loving everything you are doing with the black. Yes. It is actually Brother Laurent. Brother Larent, can you please carry on? Yes. So I wanted to bring to the attention of the group the idea of adding something to the uniform that would give it a certain je ne sais quoi. Yes. When I am looking at the uniform, it is already very nice. Magnifique even. You are having the jeans. It's a very quality denim. Yes. It looks like you can go through anything with this denim. Yes. You can move through police and go through any kind of march or any kind of riot, and the jeans will stay intact. This is very... Then you are giving the white shirt with the turtleneck inside. And so this is saying, like, we mean business, but also, Yeah?
you are adding the denim jacket, so it's like a denim on denim on denim situation. And then I am seeing the black sunglasses, which says like, I can see you, but you cannot see me. Mwah. Brother Larrett, can you please get to the point? Yeah. Désolé. I want to suggest, you know of the people of Haiti? Ouais? They were the first black people to get their freedom from the colonizers. Liberation! I wonder if perhaps you add something to the uniform that brings their revolution to you every day. Something like the beret. So now the whole room erupts because this is preposterous. Oh, but right, what is this fool talking about? Man, I don't like Frenchmen, man. They crazy. They too sexual. Man, that sound gay. And now, you know, brother Larrent has to figure this out. He has to calm everybody down. Because this is really a good idea. He says, oh, please, désolé. I am not simply saying to wear the beret. No. I am saying to wear it to the side.
I hope that you enjoyed that 30-minute sneak peek of What Would the Ancestors Say. You can head on over to amandaseals.com to buy the entire project and to support this work. Because when you know better, you do better. And I've committed my company, Smart Finance, to making sure that we make work that elevates, that enlightens, and that educates, because there's a concerted effort to spread disinformation and false truths. They want to keep the people not knowing. Well, I can't let that happen on my watch by any joke necessary. Head on over to amandaseals.com and support. Do I got to come down there?